Good, happy Monday evening. I'm Riley King, and welcome to the Riley King Newscast, right here on the Riley King Network. We have a lot of news to get to this Monday evening, so let's begin. First up, let's begin with your COVID-19 updates. COVID-19 in New Hampshire, important information and latest data. Let's take a look at that right now. And here is a look at that information for all of you right now. There are 7,947 number of people in New Hampshire have tested positive for COVID-19. 6,997,170 number of people in the United States who have tested positive. 438 number of deaths from COVID-19 in New Hampshire. 725 number of people have been hospitalized with COVID-19 in New Hampshire. And 83 number of deaths from COVID-19 in the United States. And let's take a look at this current map of New Hampshire where current cases of COVID-19 are. Manchester, 38. And let's take a look at this map of New Hampshire where total cases of COVID-19 are. Manchester, 25. And now let's take a look at these three charts here. Let's start with the first chart here. New cases each day in New Hampshire. In the purple, daily new positive COVID-19 cases. In the orange, new hospitalizations. And in the red are the deaths. And let's take a look at this chart here. Current cases in the purple, total current COVID-19 cases. In the orange, current hospitalizations. Let's take a look at this chart here. Total cases in the purple, total positive COVID-19 cases. In the orange, total hospitalizations. Red, deaths, and blue recovered. Let's take a look at this chart here. Age group of cases, female and male of cases, and risk information. Let's take a look at this chart here. Infections, hospitalizations, and deaths. Let's take a look at this chart here. Deaths, percent of New Hampshire population, race/ethnicity of cases, and hospitalizations. And a reminder, your common symptoms: fever, lack of smell, cough, difficult breathing, chills, nausea, vomiting, and diarrhea. How it spreads, and prevention tips. And be sure to stay with the Riley King Network for the latest of your COVID-19 information. Portsmouth woman says she was kicked off plane after 2-year-old son refused to wear mask. Woman says no one said anything on trip down to Florida. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9, Tyler Dumont.
Protect your home and family for years to come with a new roof from Queen City Roofing. The entire crew takes pride in giving the best.
She's 2 years old! She's in the United States!
Cell phone video from inside a North Carolina airport terminal captured what Rachel Davis describes as her absolute worst moment last Thursday.
I had been put in an impossible position.
In an Instagram post, the Portsmouth single mom detailed what happened when her 2-year-old son refused to wear a mask as she boarded an American Airlines flight headed back to New Hampshire from a business trip. Writing, quote, "I tried repeatedly, begged him, bribed him, pleaded with him, did everything I could while he was screaming and crying as I tried to hold him and put the mask on." But Rachel says her toddler was having none of it, and neither was a flight attendant.
They were telling me, if you don't get him to wear the mask, we will not be able to take you on this flight.
Next, Rachel says the entire plane was deboarded before she and her son were told they could not get back on.
I was just at my limit. I was past my limit, and they were not showing me an ounce of compassion or, and I just was so upset. I didn't know what to do except yell at them and get them to understand.
What do you want me to do? Duct tape his face? I don't know what to do!
On its website, American Airlines outlines its mask policy, saying a face covering is required for everybody while flying, except for kids younger than 2. It warns anyone who refuses may be denied boarding and even future travel with the company. Davis says it's not practical. How do you think they should change their policy?
There needs to be a policy in place that doesn't put the flight crew and the passengers in an impossible scenario. We have to remember we're all humans. We are all in this very difficult time together.
In a statement to News 9, American Airlines says they have reached out to Rachel to learn more about her experience and concerns. Reporting live in Manchester, I'm Tyler Dumont, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Sununu calls for compromise civil liberty in D.C. over Supreme Court nomination confrontation process. Appearing on GMA 3, Governor also comments on Trump's handling of COVID-19 pandemic. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
In times like these, we're all spending more time with family and more time working our land.
With New Hampshire already in the spotlight as a swing state for the presidential election, Governor Chris Sununu will be on GMA 3 this afternoon, sharing his opinion on what should happen with the vacant seat.
Well, again, whatever Washington decides to do, they got to figure it out. But it can't just be one side versus the other, right? Mitch McConnell and the president and the whole process, they have an opportunity to show America they can come together and find some type of pathway forward. So that's really their decision to make. I can tell you, I have an open Supreme Court seat here in New Hampshire, and I'm going to wait till after the election to do it, just because that's just a political battle that's going to get heated, and it creates another divisive piece in there.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Mesner calls for Senate vote on Supreme Court nominee with all deliberate speed ahead of election. Republican Senator candidate cites he's agreed with Shaheen's 2016 position. Republican U.S. Senator candidate Corky Mesner said Monday the Senate should vote on the Supreme Court nominee to succeed the late Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg with all deliberate speed, regardless of whether it is an election year. Truck rolls excavator on Interstate 393 in Concord. New Hampshire State Police have exit 15 east on I-93 closed while Concord firefighters clean up a fuel spill after a crash Monday. New Hampshire State Police and Concord firefighters were kept busy Monday with a truck crash that rolled a trailer with an excavator on it. The crash was first reported around 10:15 a.m. at the end of the Interstate 93 exit 15 on-ramp heading east onto I-393. When firefighters arrived, they reported that about 30 gallons of fuel had spilled onto the highway and requested the State Department of Environmental Services to the crash scene. An official arrived not long after the request was made. Capital Region Dispatch reported no injuries at the scene. State troopers have exit 15 east on 93 blocked. Traffic on I-393 east is moving at a slow pace. According to Scanner Chatter, the right lane of I-393 is expected to be closed for several hours for cleanup and removal. New Hampshire State Police shared a post on their Facebook page on Sunday, September 20th. A boat was traveling on Lake Winnipesaukee and struck rocks in an area known as the Witches. The boat sustained severe damage and began sinking. New Hampshire State Police and Marine Patrol and Guilford Fire and Rescue responded to the area and assisted 10 people off the boat and to safety. Marine Patrol urges New Hampshire boaters to use your chart, keep a proper lookout for navigational markers, and always have enough life jackets for everyone on board. And here are some images from where that crash scene was. And here are some images where the crash scene took place, as you can see. And that does it for this evening edition of the Riley King Newscast, right here on the Riley King Network. Thank you for watching this evening edition. Have a great rest of your evening. I'll see you back here tomorrow for another newscast. I'll have a news report coming up in a little bit. Good night and goodbye.